All right, welcome into another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mack here on 1010XL's podcast platform, on Facebook, live on 1010XL's Facebook page, and streaming live on the relevant app, the group messaging app with live interactive podcasts. It's the People's app, which means anybody can be a podcaster, and we give you the platform and the tools to do it right from your phone or tablet. All you need is a good signal, and off and running you are. Catch out some great talent and great content on the relevant app, RELEVNT, no A at the end. You get it on the Apple Store or at Google Play. Great to be here and great to be alive. It's Friday, the 20th of May. Amazing how quickly things are moving along. Nothing to real report Jaguar related. Aside from, had a great time at the Tom Coughlin J Fund Golf Tournament. Saw Doug Peterson, saw Trent Baalke. I guess news, a new assistant GM. I don't know. What's that? What does that do? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's funny how fans are, like there's still fans out there that just are anti-Baalke. And I'm like, why? Go by what his picks are, not by what you've heard, Now, if you met the guy and he's a total jerk to you, that's different, right? Then you feel like this guy's a jerk. I get it, but everyone's like, oh, he's a bad guy. Well, you know what? Nothing's bad's happened yet, right? Now, if they start losing, then we'll see what happens. But look, I don't bring in an assistant GM. Don't bring in an assistant GM. Just win. And I'm going by your picks, not anything else. I'm going by how Doug Peterson coaches. I'm going by how Trent Baalke picks the roster. That's all I care about. All that other stuff, A, it's hearsay, and B, who cares? It's got nothing to do with you, right? He's not going to, Doug Peterson's not going to let anybody push him around. So I don't think you have to worry about any of that stuff at all. So I don't know. What was the guy's name? Sammy Waugh? No, it's not Sammy Waugh. But
Slinging Sammy Waugh.
Yeah, Slinging Sammy Waugh's coming back from the dead to be our assistant GM. So, whatever. It's cool. Good for the guy.
Ethan Waugh.
Ethan Waugh. Mm-hmm. Thank you. He's actually an Illinois guy. He's from Illinois, I noticed. I've never met him before, but they did work together for a lot of years, so it makes sense.
What's funny to me is they brought in an assistant GM right after all the important personnel decisions were all made.
Yeah, right.
So, like free agency's over, draft is over.
Right.
This is like the least relevant time to.
Trent and Doug have the say. They, you hear that Doug has the final say, but who knows and who cares? I don't really care. I just want to see them win. And obviously, last week was going through the schedule, and I got them at 7-10. I'd be happy with that for the first year out of the gate with Doug Peterson. Then I would expect more. After that, some of the players, I didn't get the chance to meet Devin Lloyd. I tried to get over to him, but he had a ton of people around him at the J Fund dinner. But he looks big. He looks like a good athlete. Good times playing. I played golf. Suck at golf. I thought this was going to be like, all right, I'm going to use this tournament to maybe get back into golf. So I took my clubs from the 90s.
Dust the cobwebs off.
Totally. Took them out of storage on Friday. I didn't practice at all. I didn't even swing the club at all until Monday morning, and I played like garbage. I mean, it was just absolutely awful.
Who'd you play with?
I played with actually an awesome group. So I played with the CEO of Black Knight, a guy named Joe. I played with the CEO of Miller Electric Company, the president of Miller Electric Company, and the CEO of WW Gay.
Oh, nice.
So they were great. All very good golfers. I'm like, what do you guys do? Like golf? Running companies, man? Hey, but they're really cool guys, down to earth. They did a real quick funny joke because my mouth got the better of me when, I don't do well on the golf course. I tend to say a few F-bombs here and there, throwing a little MF bombs, whatever. And they were all laughing, but after a while, the one guy's like, I think you'd have a problem with my HR department. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. That's why I don't work for companies. I don't work for them.
I think it's like a law if you own a company, like a big successful CEO, like if you're a big successful CEO like that, like you have to be good at golf.
Yeah, then they were.
It's like
they were very good. Thank goodness, because I sucked. I could putt though. I had a couple good putts, so that was.
I thought you were playing with, since you were sitting with him at the table. I thought you were going to play with Flutie.
No, so all the celebrities.
I guess they disperse it.
Yeah, so you play with a foursome.
Okay, that makes sense.
And we finished like 8-9 under, so wasn't bad. The winner was Scobie, of course. He wins everything. And the kid's unbelievable. Guys, I shouldn't call him a kid. Unbelievable golfer. They were like 16, 17 under.
Did you see the video I posted on Twitter? Like, rate Scobie's swing?
Yeah.
I've done that with a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
I did did a Baselli one, did Frangie, did Hicken, whatever. Every time in the comments, everyone's like, oh, this was so, like, this is terrible. This is a 2 or whatever. I did Scobie's. They're like, that was really good.
Yeah. My practice swing is really good. I mean, it's phenomenal.
That's an all-time golf quote.
My practice swing is one of the best. I'm serious. You should see it. You'd be like, wow, this guy's got a great swing. And then when I go to do the real thing, it just all goes to shizzle. It's terrible. It's terrible. I did want to get in today because I find it funny. You know, the NIL, right? Name, image, and likeness with Nick Saban complaining, you know, that Texas A&M got five-star players when they haven't never had that many. They got 8 of them, 5 stars. Look, they've been paying players for decades, if not longer. Well, I shouldn't say century, but they've been paying college players forever. Now that's just legal, kind of. And yes, look, are you buying players? You are. There's no knock on it. You can't tell me the kid that's a 5-star going to Jackson State's only going there because of Deion Sanders. There's no way. You're not going there without being paid. And I get it. I'd go there too if you wanted to pay me money. I'd go anywhere if you wanted to pay me money as a college player. I would have taken the money back in the 80s when it was illegal to take it. I'd have taken all of it. You want to pay me to play for your college? Damn right. Line it up. What do you want? I'll do whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's been going on forever. People think like, oh, this hasn't been going on. No, look, Fred Taylor will tell you. He was offered $50,000 to go to Georgia, and he took the money and never went. He was offered another $50,000 by the guy Tank Black, you know, to be his agent. He took that too. Hell yeah, you're taking the money. Now they just think it's all pretty wrapped up in a bow. I mean, what do you think they're doing? They're buying players. They're buying championships. They're no different than the NFL. What does the NFL do? They try to buy championships. By how? By acquiring the right talent. By how? By money. By offering them contracts. By paying them a bunch of money. By giving them the most money they can. It's okay. It's been going on forever. Forever. And look, you know, Nick's funny because, look, and I don't even call it cheating. I don't care. You know, I don't care. You want to pay her some money? I think they should be getting paid. Even, I'm not even talking NIL. I'm just talking, you know, a couple $100 here and there, you know, for play money. They should. You may not agree with that. I don't care. Look, you know, hey, you get your education. Great, we do. Yeah.
Spurrier has said that for forever. I
mean, you know, my dad, thank goodness, my dad was fortunate. I was fortunate enough that my father, I think maybe not. I think it was he gave me $100 a month at the beginning of the month, send me a check. It'd be gone by the first week. There's no doubt about that. He'd pour the rest of the month, but he would, you know, and I needed it. Why? Just for having some spending money. You know, everyone thinks, oh, well, you get food. You do. You get clothes. You do, but they're workout clothes. But you don't get cash. You should. You should be able to have a little spending money to go on a date, to go out with your buddies when you're of age or not of age, drinking beer, whatever. I'm not talking millions and thousands. I'm talking a little change here and there, you know. If they need to get a flight home to go see their family, you pay for it. No big deal. Why? It shouldn't be a problem. But now it's getting to a point where, man, I mean, you're going to eventually not call it college football. Or wait a minute, you'll call it college, but you won't call it amateur football. But has it really ever been?
No.
Do you remember in I'll never forget. It's funny. I bring this up from time to time because, you know, everyone's got, you know, their panties in a wad about what's going on. And back in 86, I think it was. I don't know if it was on the cover, but it was a main story in Sports Illustrated. Brian Bosworth is sitting on a Corvette and another sports car's next to him with an oil rig behind him. He's in an unbelievably looking cool-ass white suit with white shoes and a nice big gold chain. He's got the hair perfect and everything. You don't think they gave that guy money? Of course they gave him
And it
money.
said Brian and the Boz, right?
Come on. What's that?
It said Brian and the Boz.
Yeah, right.
That was the,
Right. Thank you. Nice memory. But that's been going on forever. Getting a player to, Cam Newton. The rumor was that Auburn paid him $180,000 or his family, and they won the title with him. It's been going on. You didn't stop it then. Like,
Literally.
you know what I mean? It's like, now that it's like way over the top, now we're going to, be like, oh, wait a minute. It's getting way too much, And Nick better be careful, because what Fisher said back, whether you like Fisher or not, I'm impartial. I don't know either man other than from what I see and read and hear and all that other stuff. But he said something back like, you think that guy's been clean? He ain't been clean. But none of them been clean. And who cares, really? Does it really matter? It's not the Olympics. I could see if it was that. It's just football, college sports. But I'm telling you, now the Pandora's box open. I don't know how you bring it back in unless you shut it down. Which, are you going to shut it down? You're going to go back to like, all right, players, we're not paying you anymore. Nothing extra other than your scholarship. Now, here's another caveat. They allowed us to work back then. So I could go get a bouncing job in the offseason, and I get paid. You can't eventually they shut that down. Like, you couldn't go work. And I thought that was a bunch of crap. Like, I should be able to go get a job. If I need money, you're not going to give me money, then I should be able to go work and get money or make money. I think that's fair, But they don't allow that either. But think about all the players, okay? Think about, let's just talk tattoos for a minute. Think of how many tattoos these college players have all over the place. White guys, black guys, Asian guys, Samoans, it doesn't matter. There's tattoos everywhere. Do you have a tattoo? I have 2 tattoos. This one cost me a couple $100. This one cost me about a couple $100. $400 for my tattoos. I didn't have $400 to go get a tattoo. Now, you're talking a sleeve. What do you think a sleeve costs? So who's paying for it? Is mom and dad paying for it? You got a rich uncle? I mean, what? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, and there was rumors that in Ohio State they were trading, when it Terrell Pryor, they would trade tickets for tattoos.
Terrell Pryor he sold his like Ohio State memorabilia when he was still there.
Right. Right.
Like old jerseys.
Right.
Signed them. I think
so
like
he was ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Why? And that shouldn't be a problem. I don't understand why that's a problem.
It's
in
his
the
property.
First place. It's his. He's earned it. The backup guard doesn't do that. Well, he's not the star player. There are star players.
Well, like if I was like I went to Florida.
Yep.
If I go and cover a game for a newspaper or something, as a student, I'll get paid for that.
Right.
But the dudes playing in the game can't make anything?
Right. No, they should be able to. All right.
What?
So there's gotten, and now they've gone the other way where, no, we'll just flood them with, these boosters are coming up with, we call them a fund, pool of money that they're just going to hand out to the players.
The fancy word that all the colleges have come up with is the collective.
The collectives, yeah.
There's the Gator Collective and the FSU Collective
like
and the Miami
Collective. Like they haven't been
Collective.
giving players cash already. You know what I mean? Boosters been giving players. Look, Hollywood's always ahead of the game. Johnny B. Good. Do you remember Johnny B. Good, that movie? Do you remember that movie?
Mm-mm.
Johnny B. Good was a high school quarterback. He's played by the kid from Weird Science. I forget his name. Michael Anthony Hall or something like that. Blonde hair kid. So he's a stud QB. Uma Thurman's in it. It's his girlfriend. And he's being flown all over the place. And they're whining and dining him. They're giving him all this stuff. And, I mean, like, it goes on.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Hollywood's a bad, but typically Hollywood has the story before. Like, they get the real story, then they make it fictional, but deep down this is what really is going on, and it's true. Who cares, though? I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I'm a former player. I would have taken it. I didn't get paid money. I didn't. One guy, a former teammate of mine who was older, he gave me $100 once. Give me a $100 bill. He's like, I know it's not a lot, but, man, I just want to help you. I said, man, it felt like $1 million. Like, thank you. Ended up spending it probably that night at the bar or something. I don't know, but who cares? You know what I mean? Now, Granted, I could go. Now, our 5th year, we were good. Like Coughlin's 2nd year there. We were undefeated for a while. we were 10th, 9th in the country. You know, we were a pretty good team. And the Boston pro teams weren't doing as well. Like the Pats weren't good. The Bruins weren't having a good year. Right? So we were getting recognized a lot, and we got a lot of free food because of that. So we'd be able to go to restaurants and be like, oh, BC's, oh, yeah, come on in. We'll feed you guys and take care of you. I had a guy that had a bar. I'd be like, Tommy Mack, you bring your guys in here. We'll feed you. We'll drink. You don't have to pay nothing. You just come in here and have a good time on us and those kinds of things, right? Now, they could say that was illegal back then, and I'd say, up yours. That's not. Even if it was, it's so stupid that I would break that rule every single time. I can't go into an establishment. They can't give me free stuff because I play college ball. You know what I mean? I mean, my point is this stuff goes on, and it continues to go on. And now that it's out in the open, it's way out of control. And, you know, I think it's funny, too, because the elites, the Alabamas, they're probably like, damn that Jackson State. How dare they? That's the only way they're getting it. Granted, it's not, because there is a pull with Deion there. There's no doubt. A young kid, you want to go play for Deion Sanders. I get it. But if you're talking, let's just hypothetically, no money at all. None. There's no money involved. And you're a top recruit. And we'll even say the top defensive back in the country. Let's just say that. You going to Jackson State?
No.
Or are you going to Bama?
Going to Bama. The hell no, you're not going to Jackson State. And
even with Deion.
Well, and the biggest...
I can take it to the leagues. I can take it to the pros. I can take you. Well, so can Alabama.
Right, exactly.
Just as easy.
And I've seen a million of them get drafted 3 years ago.
So, and again, you know, you're not going to sit there and be like, yeah, but money's part of the package now.
Well, the biggest...
high school kids looking for money. Wait, you just wait. These high school kids, there's going to be boosters. There's going to be car dealers like, hell yeah, I'll give the kid $50,000. I'll give the kid $10,000. I'll give the kid $5,000. Man, he's a stud. Man, if he brings us a championship, I'll give him a little more. Oh, wow, I like his offensive line. Here, make sure they get this, you know?
Right.
It's going to happen. And then what are you going to say? The parents are going to be like, all right, good for you, man. Go make your money.
The biggest thing with Jackson State is the pull Deion has. Like, obviously, it helps in recruiting, but also because Deion is there, there's more NIL pull for companies to want to work with Jackson State.
Right.
As opposed to any other random HBCU.
Right.
Why do they care about doing stuff with Howard? They don't.
Right.
The reported deal with Travis Hunter, who went to Jackson State, was he's getting a giant NIL deal from Barstool. Right. If Deion Sanders is not the coach at Jackson State,
they don't make that investment.
Barstool does not care what Jackson State's doing if Deion's not there.
No, agreed.
But now Barstool sees this opportunity to make content because that's what they do is they make content with the best DB to ever live, taking the number one recruit from his alma mater and then play with him for 3 years.
Right.
That is gold.
Right.
I guarantee in a year they'll have a podcast and they'll have...
But that doesn't happen without money.
Oh, correct. Exactly.
I don't think.
No chance.
I don't think it happens without money. So I've read where Zay Flowers, he's a stud wide receiver for BC. He got a nice BMW deal, like a brand new big sedan. I think the 8 or the 7, whatever it is. Beautiful. He came out and said that he was offered by 2 separate schools. One was offering him $600K to transfer. Another was offering him $300K to transfer. He said that publicly. He said, you know what? I can make more money later on because of my Boston College degree than I can right now with that kind of money. I'm staying. And, of course, he's got a BMW deal. I'm sure he has other deals as well. I'm sure Zay Flowers is fine. And he's a really good player. He's got a chance to be a high draft pick. You know, second round, first round, something like that. But think about that. So here I am at Boston College, and I got to field inquiries from other schools that say, hey, leave your school, and I'll make sure you get paid $500K. That's like, but that's what's happening. And that is going to be venomous, in my opinion. That's not going to be good. You may think, oh, no, it's great. You know what? And maybe it is for a little while, but I don't know. I think that's just going to blow up. I mean, is that how you're recruiting? That's how you're getting kids to transfer, by offering them money? Now what is it? Now it's semi-pro ball, and that's fine. Call it that. We're semi-pro. We're a feeder system to the NFL, to the CFL, to the USFL, to the XFL. That's who we are. We're not amateur sports anymore. We're the feeder system. We're the minor leagues. We make a lot more than minor league baseball players do, but basically we're the minor league system for all these professional sports teams. Granted, the NFL number 1, CFL number 2, and then we'll see how the other 2 work out, right? I mean, that's what you are. And I know a lot of people morally, ethically, like, oh, how dare they take away college football? Well, it's taken away. And I shouldn't mock that because I know a lot of people are like, man, that sucks because I just want to, I want to root for my school. I want to root for my favorite players. I don't want to feel like they've been bought, although we know they've been bought. Come on. You didn't make a run for all. You tell me Leon Cersei didn't get any money down there? You telling me those big-time players didn't get anything? Jewelry that they could sell? Money? And look, Texas, Oklahoma, UCLA, USC, name it. USC, Reggie Bush. That's 2005. I'll pay off your parents' mortgage.
Well, you keep it if you keep it.
Think about it.
Well, to keep it
It's been happening forever.
If you keep it local and like recent, like within a couple of months, in Gainesville with Billy Napier, Florida, up until Billy Napier, had never landed an IMG commit ever.
Wow.
And since the school has existed, the school's existed about 10 years now.
Yep.
IMG Football Factory in Bradenton, in Florida's backyard.
So
they had never landed anybody. Billy Napier's there. In a month, they land a commit from Kamari Wilson IMG.
Wow.
Now they've landed another offensive lineman, Najee Harris.
So maybe what's going to happen, Graham, thinking out loud, is that the elites again are going to have their own, and then the others that aren't going to have that are going to be your amateur college football people, and they may not be your Floridas, they may not be your Texas, they may not be that. You may still call it that, but in reality, they're not that. They're paid athletes. They're a semi-pro team. They're a minor league team. They're whatever, but they're basically a professional team. And maybe that's going to separate everybody else, and then you'll get, Brown versus Princeton, and they'll, be playing just football. There won't be any money involved. You'll get whatever HBCU team that's not Jackson State, playing whoever. That's what college football is going to be. Now, could those smaller schools do it? Yeah, I guess. I mean, okay. So say you're Division III in Podunk, Iowa, and you have a level of recruit that you go after. Right? You're not getting the 5-star. You're not getting even probably the 3-star. You're probably getting the 1-star. Are you offering the top 1-star money to come to your division? Do you think it trickles down like that far? And maybe the money's only a few $100, or $1,000. You know what I mean? You go to hey, come to our school. I'll give you 5G, man. I'll get a 5G lineup for you. Take it, right? You know what I mean? Is it going to trickle all the way down? Because if it trickles into high school, it's going to trickle down into all of that, right? What about baseball? What about all athletes? Anyone can do it now, right?
It's really one of the most interesting things about NIL by far is seeing how it affects each sport individually.
Yep.
Because football, we know football.
Yep.
Football's biggest stage, biggest stars, blah, blah. Basketball, not like a tier below, but basically same concept. You still got stars. You still got big-time guys. If you're the biggest star at Duke, you're getting a giant deal, whatever.
Yep.
Baseball could be very different because college baseball, in terms of the money the schools bring in, tapers way off after football and basketball. No disrespect to baseball. It's soccer.
Right.
But then you look at a sport like gymnastics.
Yep.
Gymnastics itself is not necessarily a big moneymaker for the school.
Yep.
But if you're a big-time gymnast and you've got the Olympics in your future, Trinity Thomas goes to Florida. She's got tens of thousands. I'm not entirely sure how many followers she has, but a giant following on social media.
Right.
NIL deals would be all over a girl like that.
But she can't because of the Olympics. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I'm saying a sport like gymnastics, because of the individual stars, can bring in a ton of NIL money.
Oh, listen, the wrestler that won the gold, the heavyweight up in, where's he, Minnesota? Where's he wrestle out of? Up in the Midwest. Gabe Stevenson. He's like one of the highest NIL people in the whole sporting world. And look, I'm all for players getting money. I think it's great. Get as much as you can, man. If that's the deal, then take advantage of it. I'm just saying that careful what you wish for, What's
going to have to happen is over the next...
and I got to go because I got to run, but you win a national title under the NIL era. Is there an asterisk?
No.
No?
Not if the next team wins because of NIL and the next team and the next. If that becomes the
But you
future.
put an asterisk like when NIL started, maybe?
I mean, maybe, but to your point, I think most people kind of know that players have been getting stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I don't think we realized how much. Like, maybe they weren't getting millions, but they're getting millions now.
I mean, like,
Some
I
players.
personally, I don't put an asterisk next to USC's title with Reggie Bush.
I don't either.
They won the title. I watched it with my own two eyes.
Well, college football does.
Yeah, true.
Which now it's like, now it seems so stupid because how is that any
So
different?
stupid.
How is it any different? It's just not legal now. They couldn't control it then, but it was happening. I mean, isn't that what Reggie Bush got? NIL money, basically, because he's Reggie freaking Bush and he was the greatest, most exciting college football, arguably, in all of football.
Arguably, like, ever.
Ever. I agree.
Like,
he was incredible. Anyway, take that money and run, baby. That's what I say. Take it and run it to the house or to the bank or to the mattress, wherever, but run it somewhere. All right, I got to go. That'll do it from this time around on Catching Up with Tommy Mack here on 1010XL's podcast platform at 1010XL.com, on Facebook, and streaming live. We got video, too, right there on the relevant app. Hey, coming up at 12:30 on the NFL Fanatics channel, Sean Salisbury Show, the QB Hour, will be live on Relevant. So just search for that if you don't already have it. Join the vibe. And you'll get a notification when he goes live. All right, till next time, stay safe and be cool. And we'll see you right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mack. Peace.